brain pop reaction video. Since you guys liked the brain pop reaction video I did the other day, I'm gonna make another one. We're gonna go over the Texas Revolution. Let's get into this. Alright, make it full screen. What the freak just happened? Average iPad kid?
Oh man, I feel fatter than a boarding house cat.
Oh my god. And let me just go back.
Boarding house cat.
Oh my god.
An old Texas saying, my friend. Anyway, what's the next stop on our Lone Star barbecue tour? That's a letter? I guess everything really is bigger in Texas.
Dear Tim and Moby, why is Texas nicknamed the Lone Star State? From Elena. As a Texan, I can't answer that question.
Moby, why is Texas nicknamed the Lone Star State? From Elena. Hi, Elena. You may have noticed that Texas's flag has a single or lone star. It symbolizes the state's fierce sense of independence. That big old star signals that Texas proudly does things its own way. Many Texans think of their state almost like a separate nation. And with their history, who can blame them? For a while, it actually was a separate nation. Texas started out as a territory of Mexico. It was a thinly populated area, and Mexico wanted to attract settlers. So in the 1820s, they offered huge tracts of land to private citizens. These impresarios would bring in families and run things on behalf of the Mexican government. One of the most successful was an American businessman named Stephen Austin.
This guy, this little fart face, he thought it was a good idea to make Austin. He made Austin, Texas. He decided that it was okay to live there. Like Texas in July and August, it gets so hot. Like sometimes it's like 102 degrees. It's actually kind of crazy.
He helped bring in lots of Texians, as the early settlers were called.
Actually, it's called the Texans, but
They were mostly Americans seeking a fresh start. Some were running from trouble, debts, failed marriages, or even the law. Others were just attracted by the cheap land. In exchange for property, Texians agreed to become Mexican citizens. But as their numbers swelled, the Mexican government got kind of nervous. The U.S. had already taken over native land across the South and Midwest. Fearing an impending dispute over Texas, Mexico made the first move. They passed the Law of April 6, 1830, banning American immigration. It also taxed American goods and banned the import of enslaved people. That was a big problem for Texians running cotton plantations.
Mexico is actually the good guys, in my opinion. Mexico is fighting for anti-slavery. Meanwhile, this... Oh my god, that's a fat-ass nose, bro. No, He's got... Why are you sniffing with that nose? But anyways, these guys wanted slavery, and Mexico didn't, so...
When Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna was elected president in 1833, things grew even tenser. He nullified the Constitution and declared himself president for life. It was clear that a fight was brewing.
Wait, you can do that? You can make yourself president for life? Even when you are sick in bed. Oh, I'm still the president, guys. Oh my god.
Across Mexico. But the Texians couldn't agree on how to handle the situation. One group wanted to push for a return to the old Constitution. Others wanted to fight and become an independent nation. Some just hoped to protect their land and livelihoods. Texians weren't the only ones alarmed by Santa Anna's power grab. Some native people and Tejanos, Mexican-born Texans, weren't too happy about it either. But these groups hadn't been treated very well by the Texians. So, for the most part, they weren't eager to join
As a Texan, I'm getting very triggered that he's saying Texians.
the fight. Hoping to sort things out with Santa Anna, Austin went to Mexico City. But Santa Anna wasn't really interested. He tossed Austin in jail and led an army into Texas. He was going to force his rowdy subjects to obey the law. Yep.
Why do they do him so dirty? Let's see what he actually looked like. Is that his name? Santa Anna? Let's see what he looked like. Okay, that's what he looked like. That looks more accurate. Hopefully.
Open conflict. Sam Houston took command of the Texian resistance. He was a veteran from the War of 1812 and a friend of President Jackson. But his troops were just volunteers with little training or supplies. His orders weren't taken seriously and were often even ignored.
Oh my god.
They were a stark
Bro, why did you sign up to the war?
His forces were unified, disciplined, and experienced.
Why are you signing up to the war and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, the general's talking to me. Oh, I'm just gonna go drink some beer.
Houston knew it'd be suicide to engage in direct battle. He needed time to train and equip his army first. Well, Santa Anna was already in full-on war mode. In late February of 1836, his troops surrounded the Alamo, a Texian military fort. Houston was
If this man doesn't stop saying,
Santa Anna's
if he doesn't stop calling them Texians, I'm gonna dox him.
no Texian would be left alive. Over 2 long weeks, Travis's men fended off attacks. Then, on March 6th, Mexican soldiers finally breached the fort's walls.
Let's go, W
Santa Anna
Mexicans.
was true to his word. He killed every Texian soldier. The Battle of Alamo was a disastrous defeat for the rebels. And
Let's
they
go,
marked their
let's go,
troops'
Mexico.
About 150 miles to the east, Texian leaders were meeting at the convention of 1836. As news of the Alamo trickled in, they declared their independence. The Republic of Texas was born. Texian rebels, now Texans, had a newfound sense of unity.
Finally, they're Texans now. Let's go. They're Texans, but still Mexico forever.
Santa Anna still had the better army, and he used it ruthlessly. Just a few weeks later, he executed 400 prisoners of war. Their bodies were
Let's go, Mexicans.
and left to the vultures. Some settlers fled back to the United States after the Goliad massacre, but those who remained were galvanized by the general's cruelty. The rebels now had a powerful weapon, hunger for revenge. Texans began to rally behind Houston and turn the tide of the war. It all came to a head at the Battle of San Jacinto on April 21st. The two factions were camped less than half a mile apart. Santa Anna's troops were sleeping after a long march.
Oh my god.
They were jolted awake by gunfire and shouts of "Remember the Alamo" and "Remember Goliad."
Bro, they got caught lacking, bro. They got caught lacking. They were sleeping, and the Texans literally just came in here and bro, they were really firebombing their houses, bro.
Santa Anna was literally caught with his pants down. The battle was over in minutes, and he was captured the next day.
No!
Embarrassed by the loss, Mexico ordered the rest of their army home. The defeated general was left to bargain for his own life. After weeks of negotiations, he signed the Treaties of Velasco. Prisoners on both sides were freed, including Santa Anna.
Are you
But
serious
only
right
on the
now?
condition he convinced Mexico to recognize the Republic of Texas. Nope. Officials in Mexico refused to accept treaties made by a prisoner. Mexican generals assumed they would try to recapture Texas. Texas started to look and feel more like the United States. Thousands more Americans arrived and enlisted in its army, while hundreds of Tejano families moved to Mexico. Some were forced out as American settlers took over their land. At
Bruh.
the border with Mexico, there were constant clashes. The Republic elected Sam Houston as its first president in 1836. Less than
Nice.
a decade later, Texas joined the U.S. as the 28th state, and that touched off the Mexican-American War. I told you there's more to the Lone Star State than brisket and ribs. Then again, this is the best barbecue in the world.
The brisket's
Anyone who
awesome.
says different is crazier than a June bug in a henhouse.
Texans don't talk like that.
What I'm saying is, if a hen dips snuff, look under the wing for the can.
We don't talk like that, I swear. Well, that's gonna be it for today's Brain Pop reaction video. See you guys next time.